So, check it. Another professional SRV hatchet. This one, I did a little closer to the Elite, just because I wanted to. This one has a little more of the Elite aging, like around the bottom, and a little more around the sides. I think it turned out really well. So, and it's kind of tough to tell. An aged black pick guard, if you do it poorly, usually ends up looking like a milky gray color. But if you do it right, you just see a bunch of like the hairline scratches and all that kind of stuff that would normally happen over time, and like slight yellowing around the white, you know, just little details like that that really make it special. But this dude, it is set up exactly how Renee set up Stevie's. Same neck shape, that kind of, it's chunky, not as chunky as people really like make it out to be. It's not like a freaking 1-inch baseball bat or anything, but it's definitely meaty. As a 9.5 radius, because like the real number one, the radius was all over the place. It was refretted so many times that, I mean, it was probably like a 12 here, a 10 up here, like a 9 up here, and probably like probably still like a 7.5 or something up here. You know, it's just, it was all over the place. But a 9.5, you really can't go wrong with. So we did 9.5 radius, 6100 frets, the GHS 1300 strings, the super high 7/64 on the bass side, 5/64 on the treble side. Even the pickup heights are the exact same. Klein Epic 59 pickups. Bridge locked down, still with a little bit of wiggle room if you want it to give. Yeah, I mean, the thing is just absolutely killer. It's a beautiful guitar. But the thing sounds dynamite, man. Like, I mean, I think most of the tone is really in the setup versus like what pickups, what amp, all that kind of stuff. Because you have these like, these flat wound strings, or half wound, whatever you want to call them. Usually you'd get that like kind of sound to them, but these are just nice and smooth. It gives you that like kind of chunky percussive sound that Stevie was known for. I went with a 0.02 cap in here, just because the 0.1s are just simply too dark. They just do not sound right. So went with the 0.2. Yeah, I mean, everything is just super legit. Headstock is nice and cigarette toasted. It's lovely. But the thing sounds absolutely dynamite. No pedals. Like, I'm plugged into my pedal board going into my Dumble circuit right there, but no pedals are engaged. Just straight guitar to amp right now. I will be kicking on the Tube Screamer every once in a while. I'll let you know when I'm doing it. But yeah, it's Stevie, man. What more do you want? playing with that corner of the pick, it gives it that little softer attack than the pointy side will give you. Like, how perfect does this sound? Sounds freaking good. Volume to tone at 10, kicking on the tube screamer. clean it up a little bit. Tube trimmer still off. Volume rolled down to like 6. See, if this was Lenny, which he played this on, I'd be backing those springs off just a little bit more. Probably even take one out just to get a little more wiggly action, but I'm just going to forget that bar right now. Do something like this. These strings are so big, like the strings, the frets, the neck, like everything. It's almost like, I don't know how many of you guys have played a 7-string guitar, but like the first time you play a 7-string, like you pick it up and you're like, this is kind of like it's the same, but it's different. Like it's definitely familiar. I know what I'm doing, but it like fits my hand weird, and things are not in the same spots, and it's just kind of weird to navigate. This is kind of a similar thing, because like, I don't know how good you can tell on here, but like the strings are so big, like just compared to one of the pickup magnets. Like they're big, but they still they're still bendy, they're still slinky, like they're not strung super tight like piano wire like a lot of people think they are. I mean, they have like the bendiness, the give, whatever you want to call it, of probably like a 11.5, maybe like an 11, but they're the thickness of a 13. It's almost like if you took normal 13 gauge and tuned it down to like C, like standard C. So like it's standard, but it's super low, so the strings are kind of floppy still. That's how it feels, but it's in standard. Well, E flat, you know what I mean. Yeah, the action is pretty high too. Oh, I'll try to get a good angle here. Yeah. Like, there we go. I mean, usually that action is about half of this. So you have these big ass strings on these big ass frets. Everything is just super high and super thick, and it just sounds super freaking good. That's my favorite note. So awesome. But yeah, super sweet. You guys got to get one. They're not that expensive. Boom. Look at that. Look at that raised grain. That's disgusting. This is definitely like one of those guitars that if it wasn't already sold to somebody, I'd probably keep this thing for myself.